Hello, all my beautiful souls, and welcome back to Sunrise Tarot. My name is Leah, and today I will be doing a reading for the sign of Scorpio for the month of June 2023. I hope all my Scorpio friends are doing well out there. Do let me know in the comments section how things are going for you, how the month of May went for you. Are you glad to have it behind you? As you know, Scorpio, this is a general reading, so there will be parts that may not resonate. Only take the parts that do resonate and leave the rest for someone else. I've already meditated on the cards, I've already shuffled the cards, and this is a spread that I have for you today. In the past position, we have the Death card clarified by the High Priestess. Very unusual, very rare combination, so there's definitely a lot to unpack there. In the obstacle position, we have the Four of Swords clarified by the Emperor. In the present position, we have the Knight of Pentacles clarified by the Three of Cups. And in the future outcome position, we do have the Four of Wands clarified by the Star. So that is also a wonderful, wonderful combination. The month of June is going to end on a high note for you, Scorpio. Now, in the past position, you definitely have a doozy of a combination because you have the Death card and the High Priestess. Both of these are major arcana card, very significant cards, because death is all about transformation. Remember, you cannot die because you are a God particle. The avatar dies, the body dies, but energy cannot die, and that is what you are. You are energy because you are made out of atoms. And if you really, really kind of look closely at an atom is very much empty, you know, and you have those like little whatever electrons, neutrons, whatever they're called, you know, moving back and forth, you know, inside the atom. And so the majority of it is actually quite empty. So it's important to remember that when change occurs, when transformation occurs, it could feel like a part of you died. That's why emotions can be a little bit painful, because when you're experiencing a painful emotion, it's almost like a part of you is dying. And a part of you is the one that thought, you know, a certain way, you know, you're letting go of that way of thinking, and you're kind of adopting, transforming into a new way of thinking. And so that little transition can cause a little bit of an emotional pain, so you got to be aware of that. But the great thing is that it is behind you, because the Death card here is in the past position. And so when the Death card appears, it tells me that you dealt with something that was scary to you. You dealt with something that was challenging to you, that, you know, was kind of really pushed your buttons, triggered you, maybe pushed your boundaries, and so on and so forth. And that's great that you were able to, you know, stand strong, because the new day came. You know, we see the sun rising on the horizon, signifying that, you know, you are seeing the truth of the situation. And when the transformation comes, when, you know, everyone, like, it doesn't stop. Like, it doesn't matter who you are. You can be wealthy, famous, influential, strong. It doesn't matter who you are. You know, transformation comes for everyone. And, you know, in our human world, we call transformation as death. And it's pretty archaic, in my opinion, way of referring to that. But you were able to put the past behind you. You know, the new phase of life has restarted for you, and so you were able to shed, you know, a particular situation or a particular connection. You were able to transform it or leave it behind altogether. I like that you also have the High Priestess in the clarifying position, because she was able to guide you through that change. You were able to follow your intuition. You were able to listen to your inner voice. You were able to meditate on some level. You know, maybe you were weren't actually sitting in a corner, but there was some meditation involved. Anytime the High Priestess makes an appearance, she brings that awareness, to all of us. In the obstacle position, you have the Four of Swords, which definitely tells me that you're not getting the rest that you need. Something is just underneath the surface, causing some anxiety, causing some restlessness, causing some irritation, annoyance, frustration. For some of you, there's a little bit of a burnout happening. Some of you are feeling a little bit overwhelmed with something, with an aspect in your personal or professional life. And it's interesting that there is a game of power happening, because you do have the Emperor in the clarifying position. Anytime you have an Emperor, he's all about power. He's all about control. So you may feel like you are not kind of grasping the power, in a way that you like, in a way that you want. There's some kind of a transformation happening with your control over something, or with your power over something. There's some kind of change, maybe in your connection with someone, maybe in a particular situation, but there's something happening with the power that you used to have. There's some kind of transformation that is taking place, because you may feel like you are having lack of energy to keep controlling something, or keep, kind of standing over someone. And so there is kind of letting go that is happening, and that is amazing, because letting go is exactly what needs to happen. It will bring fresh new energy, fresh new perspective, fresh new way of being into your life. Do check out the message that I wrote on Facebook. If you haven't, been to the Sunrise Tarot Facebook group, do stop by, because I will periodically write important messages. And so I think the message that I wrote is regarding the month of June, that may resonate with you. The great thing is that in the present position, we have the Knight of Pentacles, who is bringing definitely some kind of payback. So there's some kind of a reward, some kind of a payback on an investment that you've made previously. Maybe you've invested your time and energy into something, and now it's kind of like you're seeing the results of it, if you will. But the divine is saying, stay committed to the task at hand. You're still not finished with the major things that are taking up the majority of your time in your life. So, keep doing what you're doing. Stay committed to the task at hand, even though the routine of doing things can get to you after a while. We all get a little bit tired of the same, doing the same thing every day, but it is important. However, you are seeing the results come in the month of June, and that is why you are celebrating. You have the Three of Cups in the clarifying position. There's definitely a cause to celebrate. You will be celebrating something. You will be enjoying yourself. You will be laughing. You will be really happy, especially in the second part of June. You have an incredible combination in the future outcome position. The Four of Wands with the Star, really great combination, because something is, what's the word I'm using? Something is going to be feeling like it's right. Because, it's associated with your family or with your friends, with close-knit community that you find yourself surrounded by. Something is going to be happening close to home that you will really like. Maybe some of you are purchasing property. Maybe some of you are building on an extension on your property. Maybe some of you are doing doing some work around your property, but there's definitely growth and expansion. There's, optimistic, looking towards the future energy that is showing up in this spread. You have something to celebrate, something good is happening as it relates to your family or your friends, or the community that you really kind of care about, that matters to you. Maybe something wonderful is happening to your extended family that you haven't seen in a while, but there's some sort of celebration that is going to lift your spirits. And there's also a wish coming true. There's this wish is going to be related to your family or your friends or your community, but it's going to have a very healing energy. It's going to, give you hope. It's going to give you a reason to look towards the future and make plans and make arrangements and, kind of expand on that as well. But let's see what we can clarify with the energy oracle card that I pulled previously. And we do have the sun. So, with the sun, there's different reasons to celebrate. There's, for example, a baby for some. There's some sort of a letter, maybe a message via email or an actual letter, coming towards you. Maybe you are, inheriting a piece of property. Maybe you're being invited to a wonderful event. Maybe you are learning of some good news that are coming down the pike for you. But, there's a reason to celebrate. The sun card is a card that brings, brightness and optimism and levity and laughter. So definitely it's a wonderful card to have. Let's see what the mystical wisdom card has for us. And we have face your fears, release the power of fear. So I think the releasing is very, very important. And fear can be released a little by little. Sometimes, when you work with the mechanism of releasing, you can find ways that work for you. For some people, releasing everything immediately works. For others, it's more a gradual process. But releasing fear, and fear doesn't automatically mean something like fear of heights or whatever, or fear of not having money. The fear oftentimes is masked by something else, and it lives inside you. So it's some sort of like behavior that is learned, that you may have learned from your childhood, from your formative years. So again, gradual release is often best, and the more fear you release, the more new things come in. And then when the new things come in, there can be a little bit of an alchemy happening with that, so that you end up releasing fear of something new. You know what I mean? Because our life is a journey in which we learn, and that's the most important thing. Once you learn something, you got to release it. Then you learn something new, you got to release that. You know what I mean? It's working with energy, manifesting by creating things, trying different things. Sometimes you create something and you don't really love it, but then you release it and you move on to something else. So releasing fear is more or less working with energy, and it is an exercise that you want to get comfortable with doing. Let's see what the angel answer card has for us. And we have listen to your intuition. So it definitely ties back to the high priestess. You have all the answers inside of you already. In order for you to see the answers, you have to allow them to come to the top, to come to the surface. And so that requires definitely listening to your inner voice and how you feel. Because like when you shut off your mind, your body will tell you. You know what I mean? When you quiet down your thoughts, your intuition, because remember, the messages come from the heart. rather than from logic and rationale. We primarily use logic and rationale in order to exist in this three-dimensional world. But many other places exist purely on the heart energy, because the heart gives off an incredible vibration. Like sometimes I'll do an exercise where I walk into a room and I focus purely on my heart, and I focus purely on my heart emitting that vibration. And it's incredible how people sort of gravitate towards me when I do that. But when I walk into a room and I am stressed and anxious and I'm just thinking about that thing I did at work, or I'm thinking about that thing I said to a family member, or I'm thinking about that thing I said to a friend, and it's taking all of my energy, it's sucking the energy out of my heart and everywhere else. And people see that, people respond to that. So again, work with your energy and listen to your intuition so that you have the best results that you want to see in your life, Scorpio. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Please do check me out on Facebook if you have a little bit of time. Also, don't forget to visit me on Instagram. And like always, if you did enjoy this reading, please do like, share, and subscribe. It helps my channel out enormously, and I'm really, really grateful for that. Again, I will see you very soon, either on Instagram or on Facebook, and I will be doing daily guidance videos, so do come back for that starting tomorrow. Thank you so much and have a great day.